Oscar, and we're making our cities more livable through sharing, starting with sharing your parking space. Now, parking remains one of the most dysfunctional parts of urban living. Parking fines, time limits, the endless searching. With just one parking space available for every 6 cars that are looking, there just isn't enough accessible supply. Meanwhile, in Australia, tens of millions of private parking spaces, such as your garage or your driveway or your carport, are sitting empty for the most part of the day where someone else could have been parking. And yet, we're paying a car park like Wilson $89 to park for a day. Each year, Australians are spending $3 billion on parking their cars. Our cities are becoming more and more congested. But we can't just continue to build more of these parking monstrosities on our urban landscape. So instead, we've built a real-time, on-demand platform to unlock access to billions of dollars worth of latent parking capacity in any corner of any city without spending millions to build. So how does it work? Well, if you're searching for a parking space, you simply open the app, you search for the location and the duration that you want parking for, book and pay instantly, and then get navigated to that exact parking space. It's so simple, convenient, and affordable. We even have spaces with electric vehicle charging so that you can now park and charge. Now, if you have a parking space to share, you simply list it on the platform and then share it for any hour during the day that you're not using it. Oscar has a unique coin system which enables you to earn Oscar coins by sharing your space, as well as use these coins to pay for parking in another spot. So that means that within our marketplace, our buyers can also be our sellers. This makes our users sticky and facilitates a true reciprocal sharing economy. We've targeted just 4 key markets to date, including the beaches, universities, hospitals, as well as stadiums. But we've actually seen organic growth all throughout Sydney, as well as in Brisbane, Melbourne, and even Darwin. Today, we have 1,200 parking spaces being shared on the platform and have transacted over $200,000 through the app, $150,000 of which has been in the last 12 months. A parking space, such as around a university, stands to earn around $2,000 each year, of which we clip 20%. So that means Oscar earns $400 in revenue per parking space per year. Our unit economics are positive. To date, we've spent just a total of $10,000 on all marketing activities. And so far, it's cost us $6 to acquire a space, a bit over $3 to acquire an active user whose lifetime value is more than tenfold. And we've seen some promising growth. Since the beginning of the year, we've been growing revenue at 7% week on week. Thanks to the 10X program. In addition, we also have partnerships with the likes of NRL clubs who endorse us to their fans and members to find more accessible parking at games. We also partner with real estate agents such as Ray White, who refer parking spaces onto the platform. And our customers love us. So much so that they're telling their friends and their family, such that 65% of our user growth has been completely organic. And that's because we have users like Emily from Ride, who's referred 67 of her friends and family onto the app. Chris from Kingsford, he's delivered his own handwritten notes to his neighbours, urging them to also share their parking. And not only do they love us, they use us regularly. Last month, 74% of our users transacted through Oscar more than 3 times. We're a team of 3. I'm an ex-management consultant with over 7 years' experience at Macquarie Bank and Deloitte, and I've previously grown and managed an education startup. At Deloitte is where I met my brilliant co-founder Louise, who's an ex-digital consultant, and she's previously launched successful sharing economy products for large corporations. And our lead developer, Dimitri, is ex-Microsoft with over 8 years' experience in full stack. Now, some of you in this room might be thinking, well, what happens to parking come the future of autonomous vehicles? Will parking become obsolete? Absolutely not. These vehicles will no doubt require spaces to stop, to recharge, be maintained, and park during those off-peak periods like 2 a.m. In fact, we see ourselves as the bridge to an autonomous future whereby we enable cities to stop building more parking infrastructure today, and at the same time, we can act as the network of parking infrastructure for these vehicles in the future. And if you still think parking is a declining industry, SoftBank just made a $1 billion investment into a 3-year-old US parking startup. So our cities are rapidly urbanising. Population growth is increasing. We can't just continue at the rate of building that we have over the last century. We need sustainable solutions, coupled with fundamental shifts in attitudes towards ownership, whereby millennials in particular opt to share and rent and borrow rather than own. We believe that now is the time to collectively create smarter, livable cities through sharing. Our unique insight has been in building communities that share, habitual sharers who will share anything, any asset, starting with a simple parking space. So if you're curious about what the future of sharing could look like, or how we'll be making our cities more livable through sharing, then please come and have a chat to Louise and I in the foyer tonight. Thank you.